What is going on, guys? We have arrived in a little spot. Nadia, say hello. You're very far away. We have arrived in a little spot in Kent in a place called Winchelsea, converted beach hut. It's awesome, right, lads?
Yeah, it's very cold.
And there's a hot tub outside, a barbecue outside. We're just here to relax. Nadia hit 500,000, so we're going to celebrate a little bit, pop some bottles of champagne.
No, we're here for Valentine's Day.
We are definitely not here for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day it's not a real day. No matter what your girlfriend tells you, don't believe her. We're here to celebrate Nadia and just in general for a little break and relax. Mr. Bean is here. Mr. Bean, where you at, pal? He's down here. Absolutely loving life. So we're here until Monday. It's Friday afternoon. At the moment, I've still got a trade running from the wheat EU shorts, as we can see, at a ridiculous 10%. Profit target's at 11.4. Just letting it play out for now, but we'll see how that goes and closes out before market end. It's currently 8 o'clock, so we've got 2 hours until market end. May just close it down because February has been ridiculous. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I've had the biggest month I've ever had in the whole of my trading career. The whole 5 years that I've been trading, this is the biggest month I've ever had. And that's before including in that 10%. So it's been an absolute ridiculous month. And this is going to be the theme of this video, but I'm going to speak to you guys tomorrow. I'll be talking about how you stay humble and why it's so important you stay grounded in these huge months. I used to go crazy. I used to celebrate. I want to lose my shit because I've had these massive months because I was so focused on just the monetary return. Whereas what I want to be talking about is how to bring balance into that, how to make sure you stay humble and your ego doesn't get you to your head when you do have a ridiculously big month where the monetary gain is just, in some cases, unfathomable. It doesn't feel like a real thing. So we're going to talk about that. 500k nads, what have you got to say to the people? How did you do it? Give us your keys. Give us the major key at least. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Be yourself.
Say it. That's all you got for us. We're here. Wanted to know how to grow a 500,000 person account.
If I had that answer, I'd be a millionaire.
I thought you were already. Drinking Cristal like a baller anyway. What is going on, guys? I just finished up a quick 15-minute meditation. Been reading my books this morning, had a couple of coffees. It's been a really nice morning. It's Saturday morning right now, currently around just approaching 10 a.m. I thought I'd show you guys the outside. Obviously, I didn't see that yesterday. Nadia's still in bed. She's had a super busy start to the year, and this week especially has been insanely busy, so she's having a bit of a lie-in. I'm up and getting it. So this is the outside, this is the main driveway. I've got this nice sort of area just to chill out. This spot would be awesome in the summer. So this is the sort of front deck. This is what it looks like from the outside. And then if we go around here, this is towards the back. We then have this back area and this huge garden. Then we got this area here with the hot tub. Beautiful. So really nice little spot. Beautiful little place. There's a beach not too far away which we're going to go to. So apparently here in the UK there's a storm coming in for today from afternoon onwards and Sunday as well. So we're going to take Mr. Bean to the beach, get him his walk, and then probably we're going to hibernate the rest of this weekend, drinking champagne by the fire, reading books, just absolutely chilling out in isolation, which is nice. Just want to quickly touch on the Kindle. I've always been quite against Kindles, just because the less tech, the less screens in my life, the better I consider it. And I like, it's kind of romantic, the thought of picking up a real physical book. I've always been against Kindles, but getting that Kindle, I've only had it for a couple of days. Dogs go nuts. I've only had it for a couple of days, but it's an absolute game changer because it just makes everything so easy, so accessible. So come on, bud, Beanie, come. So yeah, I just wanted to say, if you haven't got one, this is what I've got. I think it's called the Oasis, Kindle Oasis. It only stores books. I don't understand why someone would want distractions on their Kindle as it's only for reading. So make sure you get the ones, I think it's called the Paperlight or the Paperweight, and then the Oasis are the ones that all you can do on them is read. But it makes everything so easy. Like I was getting a car wash yesterday. I've got my Kindle, I can read for 15 minutes instead of be scrolling through social media because I've got nothing else to do. So it just makes everything easy. And in the bath, come on. Or when you're on your acupressure mat, whenever you choose to create those habits to be reading, it just means you don't have to be holding an 800-page book above your head and your arms start shaking. I'm gonna go jump on the charts. I'm gonna have a look at the crypto charts. I'm not gonna do FX, currencies, commodities, equities until tomorrow, but I'm gonna jump on and have a look at the crypto charts as there's definitely some interesting bullish momentum. I had an XRP long, which I ended up banking around 8% profit around that 29 cents mark. My original target was 34 cents for the 1.618 fib extension. And it looks like we've hit that to a T, which is positive. It means that I'm expecting another bullish wave to continue once we get that pullback to that 29.30 cents level. I expect that bullish momentum to continue because we've had such a strong close. So it's looking good. Crypto markets are looking good, and it looks to me like there's some bullish momentum left in there for the short term. I do not think you guys are going to be able to hear me right now. It's got to be 100 miles.
Check the grooves in my.
What's up, guys? This is
What's
Jonny
up?
Godfrey.
Just running around Rye. Lovely little city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just went for a nice little lunch. Couple of beers, couple of wines. Going back to the cottage now to find Mr. Beanbag. But yeah, lovely little spot. The storm is beginning, my love. So what do we do, my love?
What?
What do we do when the storm comes?
We're gonna cozy in, have some wine, film.
Whoa.
I'm joking, you can't put that.
Hot tub.
No, I just said you weren't.
Hot tub.
It's dangerous, you can't do that.
Guys, have you ever heard this before? A hot tub is apparently dangerous. What are you talking about, Willis?
In this weather, Jonny.
I'm getting in the goddamn hot tub. Nadia's being a boring
Nadia's working.
Not coming in the hot tub.
Bills.
Ain't no bills.
Are you coming in?
We are in the hot tub. The storm hasn't even really come yet. Perfect weather for hot tub is the storm. Let's hope for some snow. Just spilt my beer. Oh, my beer! Shit. Shouldn't have alcohol in hot tub, kids. Look who joined me, guys. Look who joined me after absolutely abusing me and the fact that I'm in this hot tub. Nadia sent a picture to her mum. Nadia's mum is a lot more fun than Nadia. They got a reply going, get your in that hot tub. So now she's in the hot tub, the storm's coming, the storms are brewing.
It is actually a Jay, it is actually. But you can feel it, like it wasn't this heavy rain like when I got in.
They're not blind, they can see there's no heavy
you can't
rain.
see rain on camera.
The more rain, the better.
Stop.
Do you think so? Guys, if you've never had a Dom P 2002, you have to do it. You have to do it. So this is like, it's different levels, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Different leagues. So the normal Dom 2008, 2009, I really don't think it's worth the price on top of what something like a Verve is. But when you go to that 2002, it's just a different level. It's a different league. It's like a fine wine rather than a champagne. I don't know how to describe it. It's so creamy.
Just smooth,
It's just
isn't it?
absolutely delicious. Even Mr. Bean has been hitting it hard.
Did you like it?
What is going on, guys? So apparently Storm David is in full effect. We haven't had it too bad here. I've seen other places in the UK, it looks absolutely crazy. We've just got some high winds and some rain, so it's not too bad. Back in my favourite room, they're comfy snug. So today it is Sunday, it's around midday. Just been crashing out some work this morning, been super productive. I need to do my chart work this afternoon. Mr. Bean is absolutely chilling as well. Just gonna chill today. Crack out some more work later. Just relax, that's what we came here for. So we've got this place until Monday morning, which is when we leave and go back to our house. Right, guys, so as I said, I want to sit down and talk to you all about why it is so important in these times where you have a huge winning streak or you have a huge month, you have a huge trade, why it's so important to remain neutral rather than getting super stoked, go out, celebrate and buy something crazy, go out and pop some bottles, whatever it is that you're inclined to do. People who get into this industry, you're going to find out pretty fast, okay? People will tell you you need to remain neutral when you have losses, because what can happen is if you have a streak of losses, or if you're completely attached to the outcome of trades and you have a loss, what that's going to do, if you don't know how to remain from a neutral mindset, from a neutral headspace, what you're going to end up doing is start acting emotionally. And what that's going to look like is you're going to start taking revenge trades because you're pissed off at the markets. You're going to start removing your stop, exposing yourself to extreme amounts of risk. And this is how people blow account. This is how you get into these situations where everything just starts going wrong for you and you feel like you can't do anything right. And that all stems from not being able to keep yourself at a neutral position and not being attached to the outcome of the trades that you're taking. So that's something you will be told a lot. That's something that's very common, and I completely agree with it. But what you actually don't hear many people talking about is the importance of keeping a neutral mindset when you're going through a winning streak, when you're having huge running trades. It affected me in the past, actually more than losers. I never got emotionally affected by losers and started taking stupid trades. I've only had it the other way, where actually the potential excess was caused because I was celebrating my big months, because I was celebrating my big trades. And that's where I would then start to do stupid things, because it's going to bring your ego in. A lot of people view the markets as you versus the market, which I don't agree with, and I'll talk about that in a second. But a lot of people see it as you versus the market. So when you start having a great month, you start to become egotistical. You think you're better than the markets. You think this can only continue because you are beating it. And what will usually end up happening is you'll start to take shit trades because you'll think that it can only go your way, because that's how ego works. You're going to be quickly humbled because you're going to be making emotional decisions rather than sticking to your plan, sticking to your trading plan. You're going to start justifying the reasons because the ego in your head is sat on your shoulder talking to you, and you're going to start justifying why you're going to start taking these different trades which don't actually meet your trading plan. You're then going to quickly go through a quick succession of losses, and then it's hard not to go completely the other way, and it all just spirals out of control. So this is why it's as important, because it will have just as much of a negative effect if you start celebrating your wins, if you start celebrating huge months. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but if you celebrate these things, what you're doing is you're putting excess potential energy out there for the power of balance, for the universe literally to humble you back to a neutral state. That's what will happen. So the next thing I want to talk about really is how do we do something about that? And the way that we do something about that to make sure that we're staying neutral, one, it's going to take experience. You're going to go through these ebbs and flows, but if you're aware of it, if you're conscious of it, when it's happening to you, you can see it happening, then you can figure out exactly, right, how do I bring myself back to a neutral state before I start making these mistakes and it starts to affect my trading results. One of the main things that I've worked on over the last 2 years is removing any attachment to money, removing any attachment to the outcome of individual trades. Is the biggest reason why we all start to get into trading, the biggest reason why we all start learning how to develop this skill is because we want to make money, we want to create wealth. The negative of what happens if our only goal and outcome is to create money, is to make more money, is all of a sudden we're hugely attached to every single thing that goes on behind the scenes of that outcome. And the more you're attached to things, I'm sure you've all felt this in your own lives, but the more you're attached to things, the more irrational you act, the more emotions come into play, the more it's hard to stay that neutral mindset, that neutral psychology. The way that we go around ensuring that we don't have a complete attachment to what every single outcome of every single decision in that trading space, which is going to only lead to extreme stress and making the wrong decisions. The way we do that is, first of all, we need to have a strong understanding of what money is. So what does money mean to us? Money is just a tool. It's just a resource that we can use to build or create whatever we want, whether it's for selfish reasons, you want to create a lifestyle, you want 3 houses, one in the south of France, one in London, one in St. Lucia, and you want Lamborghinis, all of these, and this is your desire, this is the life that you're trying to create. Money is the tool which you can use to leverage to create that lifestyle, Your main goal and focus though is creating that lifestyle. Money is just a part of the picture, it's just a tool. Maybe you want to start a foundation, you want to start building schools and homes for underprivileged people in third world countries. And again, it's the same thing. We're trying to create a tool, which is that capital, so that we can use it and leverage it to build those things to help other people, to give back. So whatever it is you want to be doing with your lives, maybe it's both of them, is you need to first of all understand completely that money is just a tool, it's just a resource. There is no reason to have an attachment to it. You let it come and go as it pleases, but you ask that it's always there when you need it for the things that you're trying to create. We need to remove that attachment to money. We also need to place more focus on overall. What are our overall goals? Why are we trading? Because it's not just to create money, because we want to create money in order to do the things that we want to do. So now your focuses need to shift on, the main focus need to be shifted on to what are your main goals? What are your main desires? And again, then we're just accepting that money is part of the tool, it's part of the process that's gonna help us achieve those things. All of a sudden, we remove this absolute attachment to every single outcome of every single trade, because we understand that it's just a tool. So at this point, it doesn't matter if we make the right decision and short term, it means that we didn't get as much of a return, because that's something that you're going to see all the time in trading. You can make the wrong decision and have a better monetary outcome, but over the long term, that's going to damage you. It's going to damage your returns. It's all about making the correct decisions, even if the short term result is actually negative compared to where you came out, whether that's entering trades or whether that's not entering trades, mismanaging trades. So this is something that's going to come in all aspects of trading. So that's just a bit of a chat on why it's so important to remain neutral in terms of winning streaks as well as losing streaks. It's the same thing. And then we also need to learn how to remove the attachment to money or whatever you are attached to. We need to remove that. In this case, instance trading. We need to remove that attachment to the outcome of the trade, as well as the attachment to wanting money. And we should be thinking about the bigger, longer term goals, accepting that money is just the tool and resources to get us there, so we have no attachment to it. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, just shoot down below in the chat box and I will be sure to answer them. I think the storm, I don't know if you can hear it coming off the roof, but I think the storm is in full effect now. Storm David is here. We just had a nice, relaxed Sunday working. Nadia's back on the champagne, obviously. Working, chilling. Mr. Bean is completing life right now. The storm's picking up. I'm gonna go back in the hot tub at some point, probably when it's dark, but I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Say bye, Nadia. Peace out, guys. Take care.